Why real estate? And when did you decide that you want to do real estate?
Oh, good question. I started in the business when I was super young. I started at 25 years old. So I was going to school, and I was also managing for a sporting goods company, a Filursky company, which is a bit of passion.
Wow.
So two went together. It was nice. My stepfather was a senior executive VP for a company called London Drugs, which is a big drugstore chain out west in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And so a friend of mine was in the business, and he was telling me about it, and we were talking, and he told me I should probably do it, right up my alley. So I spoke to my dad about it, and he actually concurred, and so next thing I knew, I applied to go into the program through University of British Columbia, and got my license, and went from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was just an idea. Have you met, I don't know, investors or real estate agents, or you just thought the idea is great and that's it? And this is how you decided to do it?
Yeah, basically I was just through my one friend who we used to work together a gazillion years ago when I had a part-time job in, of course, sporting goods when I was in school.
Right.
And he left and went into real estate, and so I bumped into him and we were having a conversation, and he was kind of telling me about, what he does over the course of the day and how it works, and the opportunities. And basically I went, I like houses. I've always had a thing for houses. My grandparents, who were very much into design and furniture and decor, actually one of their homes in Palm Springs was featured in Architectural Digest a long time ago.
I know. Yes.
So I think it was kind of like in my system, but yet ironically nobody in my family had ever done it before.
That's right. You said your family were in drugs, so something to do with medicine, right?
Well, we had pharmacy, we have lawyers, we had my grandparents were in retail. They had started a hardware store back in Bremerton, Washington.
Wow.
And it started off as a tiny little corner store and grew into an entire square block. And then their motto was, if we don't have it, you don't need it.
Okay.
So it was a very successful business. But ironically, my grandparents did get into doing second mortgages and private lending later on towards the end of their business. So they were kind of a bit of pioneers in the sense of doing that kind of lending, which most people probably weren't really doing it back then. And then my father also was in retail, so sales was more or less in my blood. It was for sure that was definitely there. But I don't think of real estate as being sales. I think it's more of an advisory role.
Right.
So because at the end of the day, I'm never going to try and convince somebody to buy something they don't want to buy.
No.
Right? Because that doesn't do them or me any good. Because all it's going to do is leave a bad taste in their mouth. And when the time comes that they want to go back and sell again, they're definitely not going to call me because I didn't do them any good. Right. So the idea is, we say it's all about real estate advice you can trust. So we are going to give you the advice that makes the most sense for your situation to put you in the best possible position to make the best possible decision.
Right.
And that is what we do.
Right. That's incredible. I thought yesterday, naively, that I will look through all your videos in a matter of hour and a half. No, because Mark here, he has so much incredible advice, and it's, how would you say it? It's not watered down. It's a concentrate, a serious concentrate of stuff. I leave your business at North Toronto.
I live in North Toronto.
Live in North Toronto,
yeah.
And I really loved it because I'm worried as an investor. Should I get more properties? Should I because I want to get more apartment buildings.
Yes.
Should I not? Should I not? And
no,
everyone's saying it's like a shock, it's a crisis. And meanwhile, just check him out. Check what Mark was saying, that negative news sells, something like that.
Yes.
And this is not the case.
No, I have a very good client of mine is in the media, and I love her dearly, and we've talked about this many times. And unfortunately, and it's the way of the world which we live, is that the negative stuff is what grabs most people's attention. If it's something that's really super good and positive, most people don't pay as much attention to it as they would if it's got negative context. And sometimes, there's a bit of drama behind it, and some stuff the media reports is more, I don't think they do necessarily enough research on it and to see what's going on. So, and it's kind of like, the old saying, too many cooks in the kitchen is not a good thing, right? And, you, like, if anything, if it feels good and it feels right and it makes sense, then you go for it, right? As long as everything adds up, the numbers make sense, the mortgage works, everything is good, then that's what you have to do. Now, and I say the important part of that is too, is that your home is your home, right? It's not like a shirt that you bought at the department store that you're gonna wear for a year and then it goes in the garbage and that's it, right? This is where you're gonna live your life. This is where you're gonna, raise your family, or this is where you're gonna be downsizing into. This is where you're gonna create all these kinds of phenomenal memories and experiences and, kids and grandkids or whatever it's gonna be. But typically, you're in your home somewhere on average for 7 to 10 years. And if you look at historically in Toronto, the market only continues to go up every 10 years anyways. So they're not building more property, right? There's no more land, there's no more, they're not making any more land, right? So there's only, it has nothing to do but go up. And every market's gonna have corrections to it. And, I think this is really important, and I've said this, many times before in my other videos, is that the pace of what the market was doing before it started to slow and rates started to rise was not sustainable. It couldn't go at that continued pace because the growth was too aggressive and happening too quickly that it was only going to be set up for a problem down the road. So in essence, what we've done now is gotten back into where we were pre-pandemic with the interest rates, which was a very healthy market in 2019.
Yes,
things were going extremely well. I would say it was still more towards the seller end of things. It wasn't a balanced market, it wasn't a buyer's market, it was still more in the seller's favor. But the rates are back to where they are now at that point as well. So, and what happens typically is whenever these changes come to effect, they always tend to come in like late spring, early summer, when everyone's already burnt out from the craziness that we've just incurred in the last 5 months, 6 months, and everyone goes, whoa, I'm gonna put the brakes on, I'm gonna relax over the summer, I'm gonna regroup, catch my breath, and then I'm gonna pick it back up again in the fall. And then what happens is everyone starts to see there's still not that much inventory, and demand has come back again, and you see, it won't be like necessarily crazy bidding wars like it was before, but instead of having like 30 people bid on a house, you might maybe only have like 3 or 4, which is fine, right? Because it's
absolutely.
Right? It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And the stuff that's good.
And it'd be fair to people to know that they can actually get something.
Yeah.
With 3-4 offers, right?
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't go that great. I mean, who knows? It might only be one offer. It's hard to say for sure. I don't have like the crystal ball. But I saw this in 2017. It happened. I saw it when they implemented the second land transfer tax. Same thing came in late spring. The market cooled over the summer, and then the fall came, and everyone still got to buy a house. Still need somewhere to live. So at the end of the day, nothing's really going to change. Right. And in fact, the market is actually still up 5% from the time when the market started to adjust from the interest rates to where we are today. So it's just not like, going up 40, 50 points, 60 points, it can't last. That's not good.
Right.
For anybody.
Okay. What would you recommend to say, like, to my son and his friends in their mid-20s? What can they afford? How can they don't want to live in Whitby or something. They want to live here.
Put money aside. Start saving to buy your first condo.
Okay.
Right? And then once you get that condo, make sure you haven't been off more than you can chew, so don't take on more debt than necessary. Make sure you can manage everything.
Yeah.
And then pay down that mortgage as fast as you can. There's different ways you can do that too. I mean, I'm not a mortgage broker, but obviously you can do weekly payments, you can do bi-weekly payments, you can do balloon payments. All those things help speed up the amortization rate much faster, which builds up more equity quicker and less interest along the course of the mortgage.
Oh, definitely.
Right? So if they can do that, right, and then when they're ready, And this is where I get into about building generational wealth.
That's important. Listen.
Okay, so building generational wealth. So once you've got some good equity built up in the condo, so let's say it's 5 years down the road,
Right.
you've been paying down that mortgage.
Right.
If you can afford to do it, keep the condo, pull equity out to go buy another place. And then that becomes a rental income property.
Right.
So you keep that.
Smart. This is very smart. I'll share it with my son. This is really smart.
Keep that place and then take the equity you built plus any other money that you've accrued over time and then go buy your next place.
Perfect.
Right? And then you can start building up your net worth that way. And that puts you in a much better position so that you don't have to go buy out but you can stay in the city and work your way up the ladder, so to speak.
Right. This is incredible. I love it. Thank you for sharing. You gave me just such a great advice. Like there's something I would be doing.
And great example. A client came into the office the other day.
Right.
Has a condo, Young and Egg, and he's like, yeah, I want to sell it, pay down the mortgage on his home, and just make life simple. I said, why? He goes, is your mortgage affordable? He goes, yeah, it's cheap. I said, okay. Do you have anything left owing on the other place on the condo? He goes, very small. I said, great. Take the equity out, keep that. You have a child, keep that for your child one day as generational wealth, right?
Yes.
And then take the money out, and then either take the equity out if you want to pay down the mortgage, fine, do it that way, or go buy yourself another unit.
Exactly.
Right? Because you can only do so much with your investments. I'm not saying don't put all your money into investments, or not invest in stocks and mutual funds and RSPs, of course, 100%. But I'm saying don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Right? And real estate, time over time, has always proven it'll outperform the markets any day of the week, or held for the same period of time.
Wow. Like, you must listen now. You probably should listen it over and over again, like I did. Like yesterday, I listened to like 3 times one of your videos. I'm like, excellent, excellent, I need that. Thank you for sharing this. Now, I don't want to stop. I want to talk with you here for like 10 hours. However, I want to know more about your entrepreneurial side.
Okay.
How do you structure your business? How do you grow your business? It's not about the mindset. What would you like your business to look like down the road? What people you would like to have? So there's so much that goes into it.
That's a very loaded question.
I know, there's a lot. So
okay, so I mean, first off, one of the things that we do is we try and be creative and outside the box. So from a marketing standpoint as well. So what we do is very different than what most other agents do. So the way that we do and get your home to present, to go to market, from the customized videos, the social media platform that we put everything onto, the way we film it, the way we take the pictures, all the different little services we add. So that's usually quite different. And then even the videos that we create, they're not just your standard boring video of music and just pictures of the house. It's actually me taking you on a tour of the home and telling you all the wonderful reasons why you would want to buy this house.
Yes,
and
I've seen so many.
Yeah, thank you. And things that you need to know too, like if you have children, where the schools are and what the schools are. Is there easy access to get to the subway or the 401 or whatever those things might be. Those little nuances that you maybe would not have picked up just from looking at the pictures or reading the description, right? Because there's only so much you can say in the description, so this adds extra information for the person potentially coming to buy the home.
Right.
We had a house that we sold back in the spring, and the person who ended up buying it actually watched the video tour of the house not once but twice, and then was sold, and basically was sold before they walked in the door. Like they were ready to buy the house before they even came in.
Yes, I can relate to that. Yes.
So that's one thing. The other thing is obviously, we're a boutique operation. I very much believe in the experience has to be hands-on. So it's the idea if you go to travel and you go to a hotel, do you want to stay in the big massive, conglomerate hotel, or do you want to stay in a really chic boutique hotel that when you walk in the front door, they walk in, they say, "Hi, Mr. Ernstein, welcome back." They know exactly who you are and what's going on. And I think that's the experience that we're trying to go after, that it's a very much a high-level concierge style service. that there's constant support every step of the way from the start to the finish.
Right.
And then the mentality is with the team as we build, and it's not about building rapid growth, it's about slow and steady growth, where we do it's a one for all for one style mentality, is that if you don't have my back and I don't have your back, I don't want you on the team, right? So because it's about a group team effort, because it all benefits everybody. So if you're an individual player, that's not the agent we're going to bring on work with us, because we don't want that kind of a person.
No, you grow faster when there are a lot of people.
Yeah. So typically the motto is we hire slowly and fire quickly. So right. So I mean, again, do a lot of due diligence before we make the hire, and then if the person and then everything's going well, fantastic. But if it's not working, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Exactly.
If you're not a team player, I don't want to have anything to do with you. It's just because it doesn't do anybody any good, right?
Yeah.
It does, and most importantly, it doesn't do the client any good, right? Because the idea is that we all have these crazy lives. I have a young family, I have 3 children, a dog, a wife. Not necessarily all in that order, but but the point is that I want to be able to enjoy my life as well, and I want to know that I can walk away for 5 days or a week or whatever it's going to be, and that I can walk away and everything is left seamlessly working, and it's just like I'm there even though I'm not there.
Perfect.
Right?
Exactly. This is what.
And that's the dream scenario.
Yes, this is the dream. Got it. Excellent. Thank you. And very quickly, if you can tell me your opinion and input on advertising on social media versus Toronto Star or radio. A lot of people my age, they're not sure that they should embark on this unknown territory.
Okay, so first off, I'll go with the negative and then I'll go into the positive.
Mm-hmm.
Negative is print advertising, newspaper style advertising is a dying breed. It's done. It's had its day. It's gone by the wayside. Most people don't reach out and respond off print style advertising. It's still super expensive.
It is.
And it's not a lot of bang for your dollar, which is unfortunate. And the problem is, the other thing is that there's no organization to it as well either. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard. So if you're the consumer coming in, and I'm looking in the Globe and Mail or the National Post or the Toronto Star, I gotta go through the whole entire real estate section and try and see if I can find exactly what it is I'm looking for, because it's not organized by areas of the city, it's not organized by price range, and it's not organized by style of real estate, whether it's a condo, townhouse, semi-detached, whatever it is that you're looking for. So I think it doesn't work. And I've had ads in the paper, and like that the person doing it said, "Oh my God, this is one of the best looking ads we've ever seen," and asked me how many phone calls I got from it.
Right. So how many?
Zero.
And when was that?
That was, I think, 6 or 7 years ago.
6 or 7
Yeah,
years
and I, at that point, I said, "That's it. I'm not doing it again." I'd rather give the money to the client and say, "Go out for a really nice dinner and have a phenomenal experience." Because honestly, that's equivalency. It'd be more bang for the dollar. And knowing they had a phenomenal meal and had a fantastic night out, mm-hmm. which would make me extremely happy, than wasting that amount of money on a newspaper ad.
Exactly.
So the bonus of social media is it's free.
That's true.
It doesn't cost you anything, other than a bit of time to create the content and put it out there. And you can target a audience very easily. You can do things, depending on how creative you want to get with it, that you can start to target a bit more in a general radius area, depending on how you're doing your advertising. So if it's by Facebook, you can do a 5K radius within a certain area, and you can hit that market. If you're doing other forms of advertising, like I think YouTube right now doesn't have as many restrictions, so you can target more by the postal codes if you want mm-hmm. to. But there's lots of different ways you can do things, and you can really make it work to your benefit. And generally, for the most part, it doesn't cost you anything.
That's right.
And the other key component of that too is it's 2022. The
Yeah.
world has changed,
Yes.
right? You can't be shy about being on that thing. You got to be willing to get on the camera and show your face and show who you are, because at the end of the day, how you look there is also how you look and sound in real life. It's not any different, right? And people get this stuck in their head. So people want to know that you're a real person, that they can relate to you, they can have a conversation with you, and it is the easiest and the cheapest way to get yourself out there is by using the social content that you can do with that.
Right. I totally agree. Thank you so much. Thank
My
you
pleasure.
for sharing.
My pleasure.
We continue.
Yes, anytime.
Yeah, so guys, if you have more questions, DM. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.